making a video. Yeah, just general, maybe, possibly subject stuff. So just thinking about this, whatever it is, Smiling Andy. Yeah, he's just talking psychology. And so his new 41 video, before he was saying that, he's implying that antinatalists are depressives. Yeah, kind of. And that it's now based on envy and guilt. These are the two things he says depression is made out of. Because I guess that's what his depression was made out of. So, but that's all I can see there, is just a total unscientific, I mean, there's no merit to that. You can be depressed for lots of reasons, don't have anything to do with envy or guilt. I mean, that's just nonsense. I've lived most of my life pretty guilt and envy free, really. I never really wanted the silly stuff people wanted. I'd love to have power, because I know how to use it. You could always use a couple inches on the penis, yeah, but I've never envied the people that had them, because they were always not cool people. So that's this, I mean, I don't have heroes. I mean, I really don't point to somebody and say, oh, I want to be that, like that. Oh, I wish I could live their life. Because I see their life as stupid and squanderous. But I certainly envy power. I'd love to have Bill Gates' money. Because, yeah, I could find an awful lot to do with that. And none of it would have anything to do with parties and cars and yachts and mansions and bogus foundations that sell my own company software and that kind of bullshit. No, it'd be all about understanding that you can create a hell of a lot of happiness in this world with $50. There's a lot of people right now, you give them $50. You just gave them, 3 years salary. Incredible comfort could be given to the afflicted. And you could do it in ways that are more productive than just handouts. You could do it by creating not-for-profit businesses and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, but I don't have any, it's not envy that creates the anger and the hostility. It's the fact that you people, pro-natalist, pro-creationist people, have no respect for your capacity to harm others. I don't care about your life. I really don't. I don't give a rat's ass about you. Be as happy as you want to be. Because I wouldn't want your happiness. It comes at too high a price. Just as I wouldn't want to be a retarded kid who's happy. Or a retarded adult who's happy. Happiness I wouldn't want at that price. And I wouldn't want your peace of mind or whatever you have, your thank you, happiness, because I wouldn't want to be you. I wouldn't want it at the price it comes at. So I'd rather be miserable and uncomfortable. I think miserable and uncomfortable, apparently, look, I'm just saying, it's the only appropriate reaction. But this whole idea of measuring lives, doesn't anybody know how stupid this is? This person is happy, this person is not happy. This happens through periods in your life. There's good parts of the day and bad parts of the day. Good weeks, bad weeks. Good months, bad months. Good years, bad years. This is just such bullshit. Because somebody says words like, my life is good. So what? So you uttered the words? I mean, what's so, that's all that means. It doesn't mean I want to live your life. It doesn't mean your chemotherapy is fun. Because you say it is. It's all right. It's not been too bad. They could say something like that, and you could say, oh, look how they're handling it. They're handling it because they say words? Little toad. Really little. Still got good eyes, anyway. So what's that? That doesn't mean anything. Those are just words. I'm still not going to live their life because they say they're having a good time. It's not good enough for me. It doesn't look like a good time. And I wouldn't want it in the context. Again, like I said, I wouldn't want to be an 800-pound person. I don't care how happy they are. No, thank you. I'll pass on that perpetually. And the argument Antinatalists is making is that, I'd like to take a pass on all of the crap. And I understand that the mechanism that keeps me in the game is just a desire mechanism, completely contrived inside my brain, my perception. My perception needs things. The world doesn't need me to obtain them. So it's just nonsense. It's feeding on addiction. There's nothing else taking place here. The need is mechanical. It's not, it hasn't earned its reality in you. What you desire, what you need, what you like, what you dislike, didn't earn it. I mean, most of it. The only parts of it that have any value are your empathy, your capacity to recognize the welfare of another being as being equal to your own. That's a rational perception, and now you've extended your capacity to be foreboding about harm to another person's welfare. You've understood that if the steamroller's coming, it doesn't matter which one of you it squishes, and that you've got to save both of you if possible. That's just logical. So yeah, that part of us is good, and the rest of it's just garbage. Well, whatever. So anyway, I sort of just want to get to the idea that this is what philosophy is on the internet now. You've got to defend your attitude now. It's not about logic and beliefs. It's about your attitude. If you're depressed, well, your philosophy's broken. That's the jargon of it. It's just amazing that this is what these people are resorting to. It's pitiful. It certainly is an easy way to remove any negative theory from philosophical conversation. You can't argue it away. Well, just label it and throw it away. And that's bullshit. I'll call you people stupid and ignorant, but I really don't care about how happy you are. Come on. Say I'm wrong because I'm ignorant. Say I'm wrong and point out how I'm ignorant or how I've made a logical miscalculation. I've spelled it out. I don't have any hidden agenda here. I'm just saying here I am, a conscious being on Earth. I've explained the evolution of my own psychology. I started living, and I found there to be things about life I didn't like, and I attempted to figure out what I can do about that unlikability. And the more I looked, the more I found there's no reason to deal with any of it. It doesn't serve a purpose. It's no function here. It's just a replicating molecule. They're not good answers. They're not fun, but they're the truth. And these people are just saying somehow that's invalidated. It's not fun enough. That's pretty screwy logic. It's not logic is what that is. It's not logic. That's religion. What else can I say? But yeah, it really does make for an irritating conversation in this atmosphere where, we don't have to adhere to any premises. And they can just keep walking away from that truth. You can hear it in the background. You can hear those cicadas in those trees doing the biological thing. They spend 17 years in the ground so they can pop out to have sex and die. And that's the mechanism. There's no rhyme and reason to it. It's just a mechanism for replicating DNA molecules. It's just the machinery, just the hardware. And it's an unsatisfactory truth to have a mechanism that has so little credibility, so little to justify what it is when it has such a delicate nature. When we can, like I said, here we are vulnerable, feeling things, walking through a Dungeons and Dragon reality of pitfalls and harm and waste, and you're all going into it with this tunnel of love attitude, and saying that just trying to say ignore the monster, ignore the this, ignore, no, it all evens out, it's okay. I mean, it's just such a lie. It's an overt lie. It doesn't make it okay. You haven't responded to the critique that it's a mechanism, and the mechanism is too crude. It's too crude a mechanism, in control of too precious a commodity. Too crude a mechanism in control of too precious a commodity. Too crude a mechanism in control of too precious a commodity. Do you get it? Do you have a counter argument? How the commodity isn't precious, or how the controller isn't crude? Did you have something besides yin, the god of yin yang? Something? Or are you just going to accuse me of being pessimistic? Are you just going to accuse me of being a depressive? Are you going to accuse me of being envious of assholes? Assholes I would pay big money not to be. If I could prevent being any of you, I'd do it. I'd pay money to do it. I'd work. Force me to go to work for a year to prevent myself from ever being any of you assholes. And I'd do it. I'd face the gulag now to avoid being you later. So, envy is the least of my problems. Guilty for what? For waking up in a shithole? For saying it's a shithole? No doubt a malformed cicada. Oh, fucking hey! Whoa, 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 whoa! I ain't fucking with that wasp. Holy shit! It's getting fucked by a wasp. Whoa, whoa! This is real life drama. That's a big fucking wasp. So he stung the cicada. It's dying. Now the stupid wasp lost it. Whoa, that's a big wasp. Ooh. You can't see any of this, but he's over there. The cicada is dying over here. Ooh, ooh, ah. Yeah, stay the fuck away from me, you fucker. Oh man, that's a big wasp. You're dumb. You're big, but you're dumb. He's way over here now. He's back there, shithead. I ain't gonna fuck around with that thing. Anyway, goddamn 1.5 inch long wasp. Fuck that. I don't know what those things are. It might just be a fly or something. It might be someone kind of disguising himself as a wasp, but it's got the yellow lines and it's big. So I ain't going near it. It killed a cicada, so yeah, it's pretty something to worry about. So yeah, just DNA molecule dedrama. You know, just sort of the replication of a molecule. Yep. But the harm doesn't exist because the cicada is going to die. You know, so then it'll be over and forgotten and irrelevant somehow, like it never happened. Those are his words. And you're applauding that as philosophy. It never happened. And you call that philosophy. It never happened. That's philosophy. That's atheism. That's not a delusion of some kind. The it never happened delusion. Man, God, you people. Pitiful. So anyway, there's not much to say. I mean, who the hell is there to have a conversation with? People are totally unresponsive. You ask them direct questions, you get no answers. Again, I go back to the Frankenstein metaphor. I'd like somebody to give me the answer. What's the rational response of the Frankenstein monster to the problem of monster creation? You know, does he solve his future dilemma by just sitting around saying I need to be happy? Or does he solve the problem by killing himself while the next monster rolls down the hill? I don't think so. I think he has to go to the source of the problem, right? Dr. Frankenstein is the problem. Procreationism is the problem. And there's no reason for it. Just like this guy keeps talking like, well, you could be any kind of psychology you want to be. This is almost what he's saying. So yeah, why don't you just be a psychology that doesn't need to have babies? And why don't you be a psychology that doesn't need to think the human race will exist forever? And then you can live your life, have orgies, wank off, do whatever the fuck you want, and yeah, no foul, no harm, nothing. So why don't you change your psychologies instead of suggesting I need to change mine? I mean, physician, heal thyself. You're going to talk all this psychology crap like it's important. Fix your own psychology. Get rid of your needs, your desires, your expectations, your obligations to the future that it must exist. That's what you're defending. You're not defending a neutral position. You're defending a procreation position. Why are you doing that? Looks like to me you're the one desperately trying to defend your life by imposing more of it. Period. Make a bigger mess so the mess you're making will be invisible. Yeah. It's insane psychology. Let's hide the mess under the bigger mess. Let's sweep the mess under the mess. Yeah. So, yeah, there's no appropriate statement to make here, except this is not philosophy. This isn't constrained by logic. This is argument by accusation, malign character, lie about what people are, imply, that they're guilty, so they have to waste their time defending against a lie instead of making the argument. Well, I don't think I'll engage in too much of that, but I already did, right? I defending my life, defending my psychology. It's not envy and guilt that has hurt me. As I assure you, I feel none of it. So anyway, fear is what I fear. Yeah. Fear. Foreboding for the poor future that will be laid waste to your delusions. Fear that I'll have to just do this all over again. Yeah. Yeah. I hit the button. This camera has a less. Getting back to the metaphor, I think. The Frankenstein thing. It just seems so obvious. I mean, so most of this life thing is this kind of stuff. This isn't bad. I'm not having, I don't feel great today, but this is really very nice. So it compensates for that. And the general attitude of my consciousness is relatively benign. You could do this. You could do this. I could walk this path for a long time, and it wouldn't be a death march or horrible or, all that kind of crap. I could feel this way, and it'd be all right. I'm not going to glorify it. I could say I would be very happy. I mean, isn't that what it comes down to? Is just verbiage, words we use to describe something. And some people just automatically do the glowing language thing, and some people are more cautious. Maybe. That maybe we're arguing semantics. Maybe you know this feeling, this kind of nice atmosphere feeling, uh, sensually natural and kind of liberating and calming and relaxing and all these positive type things. But it's not something to glow over. It's doable. But we know that this moment is attached to a whole string of moments. Years and years and years of them. And some of them are very, very not like this moment in a very, very negative way. And then some of them are this positive thing. But as you grow older, it's not like the positive is less positive. I mean, you still have desire. I'm still a passionate fellow. But I know the end game of that passion. You learn, okay? It's the Christmas scenario. You learn that it'll only last a couple of days, the fun. And you'll start writing a new list. And, the passion is resolved. And then you have to build it up again. It's nice, but it's not worth the bad stuff. And the bad stuff isn't even the bad stuff I know from personal experience, but the bad stuff I can predict as an outcome. If I have 10 kids, I know certain things are going to happen to them. If I have 100 kids or 1,000 kids, and once you start getting into those numbers, the 1 in 1,000 odds of a certain negative thing taking place, well, if you're in enough lotteries, you're going to win. If you enter 1,000 lotteries, you're going to win. And you might win more than one. And that is the average life. People are blighted by 1 in 50,000, 1 in 20,000, 1 in 17 million diseases. But it's almost like everybody is blighted with something. There's no perfect life. That's why I don't envy anybody. That's why there's nobody I can imagine and say, I wish I was living their life. Because if they have one thing, they're lacking another. There's very few, I would imagine, people who truly have it all. I'm not saying there aren't any. I just haven't seen any. They all got some kind of blight. It's the Einstein scenario. Big brain, but can't control where you piss. That's so rumor says. He was a bit of a stinker apparently too, but I won't get into all that crap. But yeah, I mean, this is the and so you just sit there and you look at what happens in this life thing, and you're saying to me that I should look at the future and say, okay, there's going to be these individuals, and one of them's going to be as if it was me. They're going to say, I'm me. Yeah, here I am. And they're going to be blighted. And sometimes blighted horribly. And why shouldn't that scare me to death? Why shouldn't that bother me? This is part of the continuum. Just as the years of my life are part of my life, the years of all life on this planet is part of our lives. It's all experiential. It's all functionally the same. And so I have to include that as part of my meal, so to speak, my perception of what my life is. So it's not only I have to accept the horrific price that was paid in the past to build me, 500 million years of sentient beings eating each other. I also have to accept a future where we're just going to let it keep happening, let the pain and the suffering continue to be endured. Why would I want that as part of the bargain? I'm saying no, I don't want it anymore. I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it. I'm full of it. I've had my fill of it. I've seen enough of it. And, what choice do I have? with that perception to say, no, no, I'm sick of this desire chase. I'm sick of it. And I won't be free of it if I don't stop you procreationists from imposing it on me again and again and again and again. You can't see this? You can't understand that simple logic? I mean, your optimism should trump my perception of a fate worse than death. You should be able to just say, too bad, I'm going to do what I want to do, and I don't care that you object. I don't care that you'll pay the price for it. And I'm supposed to say what to that? I mean, I've said it in numerous videos. I would probably, well, at least I'd be more willing, to accept your arrogance if it came with a statement, a paragraph, explaining what was to be accomplished besides your satisfying your selfish desires, selfish perceptions, individual needs. What good beyond your perception is to be accomplished? I don't see that. All I see is that you in the future, I guess, all you see is a bunch of people enjoying roast beef dinner on whatever, Christmas. And I'm supposed to think that's a good enough. Or maybe even wild and crazy orgy sex. And I'm supposed to say, yeah, well, that makes up for it all. I don't mind suffering so you can have orgy sex. Well, I do mind. I mean, really. I mean, there's no way you can evade the reality here. You can't get what you want without telling me I can't have what I want. That's just the way it is. And I don't think you're being fair to that truth. Yours is the aggressive imposition. You're the one saying, I will initiate the need problem. I'll create the need for both the comfort and the pleasure. Both the relieving of the pain and the acquisition of the goodies. And you just, there's no need to do that. So you're the one making the mess. There's no other way to look at it. Yours is the tipping the glass over, so now we're stuck with something that's half full. You tipped it over. It's a perfectly full glass until you tip it over. And then we have to fucking have this argument about, the state of the glass. But there wouldn't be any argument about the state of the glass if you just keep your fucking hands off of it. Yeah, well, that's an interesting take on it. So there's a new one. A new mess-making metaphor. Yeah. But the first cause argument is there. Creation. Procreation. It's a first cause scenario. And you've got to be accountable for the effects of that act. And you don't seem to want to do any of that. And instead what you want to do is slander and malign and attack people who've given you a perfectly rational and lucid explanation of why they feel tread upon by your aggressive imposition. Yeah. Alright, now it's enough of a video, I think. Another pleasant atmosphere here. It's pleasant. I wish I could kind of hide in here. Just hide for a few million years in the woods. Yeah. Oof, I sort of envy the trees, if I envy anything. Yeah. I envy the non-thinking bystander. Anyway, still, next time and such. So forth and